Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Area 51 Superspeedway Xfinity Series here on Green White Checkered TV. We have 75 laps at Talladega Superspeedway on deck for tonight, and the fourth race of the season. Looking forward to it for sure. Always nice to get back to Talladega, kind of our bread and butter, one of our bread and butter Superspeedway tracks. We've been going here for years on this series. Obviously has the most amount of racing room compared to at least Daytona. Maybe not iRacing Superspeedway like last week, but definitely have the ability to go three wide very comfortably here and develop that fourth lane, which we may or may not see at some point tonight. But nonetheless, we will be looking forward to all of the fast-paced action here in the Superspeedway Series as we have lone qualifying underway. About a minute and 30 seconds to go here. And we will get into, a minute 30 seconds into qualifying of the 5-minute session, and we will get to the grid and get ready to go tonight. But I'm joined alongside my buddy here, Matt Wagner. How are you feeling tonight, Matt, and what are you looking forward to?
Oh, good evening to you, Boomer. Are you enjoying the nice warm weather?
No, I'm not. I prefer snow, but that's just me.
You are so full of it. Anyway, um, Talladega. I'm kind of glad to be back on a realistic track. It's been my nemesis, thorn in my side, but some of these guys, it's actually been very good, especially Gabe Butler here lately. But last week was the first time I ever see him get a first ever DNF. That is rare.
Yeah,
So I look
absolutely.
for him to bounce back. So you keep an eye on him. But it's going to be a long night there, bud.
Yeah, we'll
How many
see.
drivers do we have in our session? We got
Counting mid-20s.
25.
Yeah.
25? Nope, 24,
Yep,
excluding
don't count
myself.
yourself.
Hey, I was having fun with these guys in practice.
Yeah, man. Why
We
don't
got
you
about two
you
minutes to go.
you can hop in there and be our in-race reporter as long as you don't mind me pulling you up at any point.
No, 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 no,
All
no,
right.
nope, 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 nope. I'm fine here. Me and Gael done discussed that already.
We'll see. One night I'll have to get Gael in here to run the broadcast so I can do
No,
the in-race reporting, but we'll have
I
to
would like
wait
to
and
see.
see.
You know what? You know what? I would like to see you race.
I don't do bad on the super speedways. Most of my top tens in league racing in the Xfinity car have come on plate tracks. So who knows? Maybe that's
What
luck.
about the trucks on Sunday? Do you have time on Sunday,
I have not
Boomer?
really driven the trucks too much in iRacing, honestly.
No, they're actually a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I definitely personally I really love watching super speedway racing, and if nothing else, it gives me an appreciation for what these guys are doing because some of the stuff that they're doing is not easy, and it's very easy to be caught up in the chaos, cause chaos, and be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But one guy that was at the right place at the right time last week was Nicholas Wing, who's going to be trying to go back to back, be the first repeat winner of the season. We saw Rick Sanchez grab that first win at Daytona, Kevin Freese with the W at Atlanta, and then Nicholas Wing with a wild last lap. Last week at iRacing Super Speedway, he found his way to victory lane, and those three names are going to try to do what no one has done yet this season and go back to back or go two wins on the season yet. So a lot of first time winners for the season, new season early on. Obviously, about
Uh,
halfway after this, we'll be halfway through the regular season here, there, Matt.
you know what? As you talk about first time winners, um, if I was to drive here today and I would win, I would be a first time winner. That's facts. That's why I'm up here with you because I had stand no chance against these guys. Anyway, who's on the pole?
We got a couple drivers here looking like they're already taken to the grid, so a little behind. Apologies for that, but we're going to pull that grid up now. Dean Wilkinson going to grab that top spot.
Dang.
Yeah, good start for him in the 55 Cheerwine Ford Mustang. Eric Laurie with a great qualifying effort. He's going to be second in the outside of row number 1 there. Gabe Butler there is in the 3rd place. That rare DNF last week for Gabe, looking to come back a little bit after that calamity that we saw at iRacing Superspeedway, but he's going to start alongside Jack Walls, who will be in the outside of row number 2. Les Levy is going to be the last car in the top 5 with Rick Sanchez, our first winner on the season. He's going to start outside of row number 3. And we've got Carl Lingle from Pennsylvania and Ryan Decker in the outside lane, or in the outside of row number 4. Got Justin Lewis there in the 77 machine. Had some good run last week. And Maxwell Caldwell in the number 94 had a good run going as well until coming off of turn 2 and just got caught up in some chaos. But Maxwell looking to rebound a little bit after that rough last lap finish, as we saw a lot of chaos from a lot of different drivers, honestly, on that last lap. All for probably except for 28 of Nick Wing, who we'll get to later in the grid here. But Austin Call and Todd Merkel find themselves on row number 11. And we've got Jacob Lee of the Highlighter Bros with his teammate alongside him, Honda Longmire. They're going to start in row number 7. One of the Blind Squirrel Racing entries, Ambrose Kniebel, rounds up the top 15 with Brandon Paul to his outside. Chad Jones and Andrew Palesci there you see on row number 9 as the pace car takes off and gets ready to roll here at Talladega. We continue on with the running order. Obviously, Matt Wagner not going to be in that 20th spot, but that'll be Kevin Freese and promote Jim Brooks to the 20th position. Then we'll have Nick Wing and Bud Steele will be in the 11th row. Keith Horner will start in the 23rd spot. And then Bob Fitzgerald will be riding shotgun on the field, starting in the 25th position for tonight. Really will be the 24th, but because he'll have to stay in the inside lane, it'll technically be the 25th spot, so we'll be uneven at the back of the grid thanks to our other broadcaster who wanted to do some practice today. Got nothing for me, Matt? Okay, I think he's doing some admin stuff, so maybe that was a perfect time to throw a little dig his way. But
Hey,
you're doing
you
admin stuff.
Me?
No, I gave you some crap for joining the race when it's just running practice.
So you are insulting me
I was
in a respectful manner.
Yeah, well, you didn't respond.
It's all good.
You didn't
it's
respond,
all good.
so I
assumed
you're doing admin stuff, and then I figured, might as well bring it back up while you're here, because I wanted to make sure you heard it from my mouth directly. So.
Boo.
Well, we've got 75 laps on the schedule here at
Talladega.
Looking forward to it. As always, we'll get this grid out of your way. Stop making terrible broadcast mistakes. We'll pull up that tower for you.
You did it.
I did it. Yeah. I mean, it's pre-programmed on the stream deck. The button's there. We're at Talladega.
Really?
Yeah, always. You'll see the pace
car.
Okay. Pace car's gonna pull off here, and I wouldn't be a broadcaster covering a race at Talladega if I didn't mention that the start-finish line was not in the middle of the tri-oval, but in the short chute between the tri-oval and turn number 1. So, bit of a unique situation. Obviously, the runs that you can get at Daytona and Talladega are going to be a little bit different because you kind of have to time it, expecting that different start-finish position. Because there you see now crossing the stripe as we get underway with lap number 1. It'll be Dean Wilkinson on the inside lane leading us off from the pole. And we are lap 1 of 75. Two by two down the backstretch. It's the 55 and the 88 in the inside lane with the 071 and the 83. Rocking the outside lane at the moment. Pretty even. A little bit of an advantage to the outside lane as they head into turn number 3. And we'll see who will grab that first bonus point of the night by leading that first lap. Wouldn't be surprised to see that 55 machine grab that lap lead and maybe duck out towards the back of the pack. Avoid some calamity early on there, Matt.
Yep, he knows exactly what's going to happen. You ready? I'm going to call it out. Dean Wilkinson is going to lead this lap. As soon as he comes off the bank and off of turn number 2, he is going to duck onto the apron of the racetrack and let everybody go. I predict the future.
Will we see it? No.
Wow,
see?
Really? That's
now, after last week.
Usually he does that. Maybe lap 2.
Maybe lap 2, we'll see. A little uncharacteristic, but, you know, I constantly got made a liar last week by some of these drivers, so
Ire.
happened a few times, made a few claims, and then the drivers immediately proved me wrong. So who knows? Maybe I should have learned from that. But
I
nonetheless,
called you out for it.
yeah, the 071 might actually get this lap led that time by. Yep, Eric Laurie, bonus point to him. Advantage to the outside lane. Pretty much running the way we started. A couple drivers are up. Actually Hondo Longmire and Brandon Paul are up 4 spots respectively at the moment as they shuffle through the ticker. Bud Steele up 6 spots in the 18th position. No doubt he'll be climbing his way through the field tonight as Dean Wilkinson continues to lead from the pole. And Ryan Decker trying to get that third lane started here early on.
What a surprise. Guess who's leading now? I told you he's going to bounce back. Just you wait.
He gets up ahead of the teammate Gabe Butler. Our third different leader, third different lap so far.
Wow, I'm surprised that both of them got straight to the bottom.
Yeah, they had enough momentum to clear now. That's going to promote Jack Wallace to the leader of that outside lane. He's going to bring, I believe, the 77 of Justin Lewis behind him. Maybe not. Justin Lewis further back in the pack. I can check and see which car that is. It's a paint scheme I don't recognize yet. Oh, it's the 5 of Rick Sanchez.
This.
There we go.
They are splitting Gabe Butler. That's uncharacteristic.
Yeah, 071's going to go to the middle lane to try and grab his teammate. Hondo Longmire is going to follow suit in the middle lane. In the outside lane, it is the 83, then the 5, then the 48. Apologies, Rick, there. Didn't quite recognize that new beautiful paint scheme you got from, I believe it's Chevyland Chevrolet. So, new manufacturer for him this season after running. Oh, we get a bit of a bobble there. Eric Rory's going to hit the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, who is going to be in the grass. Saves the car, but off the pace and off of the lead pack now.
Wow.
That was a big moment. Let's see if we can actually rewind that a little bit here. See.
That was bad for him, but what a great save.
So see off the nose of the 55 here. Not sure if that was just a weird push or the 71 just trying to come down, but not quite clear there. Chops the nose of the 55, and they both able to collect it and keep going, but 55 sent all the way down into the inside grass. Great save that you can see how yawed the car is. A little bit of tire smoke as he's starting to slow down for the corner, but he makes it around. And no damage, which is pretty impressive. But he's going to find himself well off the pace and by himself now.
Yeah, oh yeah. His Primrose' only chance is probably, well, oh boy, I have a little critter friend. I do apologize for that. Cat decided to make my lap a little personal sleeping spot. So, anyway, we're still 3 wide back here. Ever since I had that little scuffle, it's pretty much stayed 3 wide here in the back.
Yeah, the 25 and the 75 trying to make work of that outside lane now. That is Kevin Freese and Chad Jones bumper to bumper with Brandon Paul. Steep toe there as Kevin Freese continues to work that middle lane trying to get a little bit of a side draft, and he's going to get a run on the outside of Jack Walls there to come even with the third car lane on the outside as the 5 is going to jump from the middle to the bottom now. And Kevin Freese almost even with the leaders there as the 21 of Jacob Lee promotes himself to the front of the middle lane, and Rick Sanchez again jumps to the bottom in front of Hondo Longmire. Definitely a little bit of energy, definitely a little bit of, I don't want to say chaos, but, I mean, there's a sense of urgency right now.
Yeah, don't jinx it. It's good racing right now.
Got that beautiful throwback Haviline scheme for the 28 of Nick Wing, last week's winner. Great looking paint scheme there tonight. We've got a Hardee's throwback for the 30 of Carl Lingle as well. So a lot of great looking race cars here at Talladega tonight. Always fun to see all the effort that goes into painting these schemes. Let's leave you back in the Maker's Mark machine as well. Let's see all the beautiful paint schemes. Jacob Lee, though, in that very, very bright highlighter bros number 21 is going to try and get a lap lead. If Kevin Freese has anything to say about it, he won't at the line. It's going to be Jacob Lee with the bonus point towards the championship. Ooh, big touch there, the 83 and the 25 going into turn number 1. That's a fun moment at over 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, he'd be fine. It's not too bad.
Ooh, a bit of a moment there for, looks like Les Levy jumping to the bottom. Kevin Freese and the 75 Chad Jones still holding strong in the outside lane. They've got Austin Call and Ambrose Kniebel now in tow, followed by Brandon Paul. So the 21 and the 83 with Ryan Decker working in the middle lane, followed by Nicholas Wing. And the bottom is Rick Sanchez with Honda Longmire, and it looks like Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie there. As Kevin Freese, ooh, a little bit of touch there from the 21 again. They're getting a little dicey here. There's a real sense of urgency early on in this one, and I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. There's a long way to go in this one as the 21's going to jump back down to the bottom, and he is going to try and grab the race lead back again. The 75 is out ahead of Austin Call as they have a great run down the backstretch. We'll see if any of them can get clear. Looks like 3 cars are going to get clear as Ambrose is going to get to the inside of Austin Call, keep them trapped to the outside. A great move for Ambrose Kniebel there to get to the lead of that middle lane. Try to grab a lap lead for himself tonight.
Still 3 wide. About four rows back. About 3 or 4 rows back. These guys are just not letting up. We're already on lap 11, Boomer. But Kevin Freese has eventually found his way up toward the front. But looks like the 04 has found his way up. A little bit of connectivity issues from the 04. Push from the 25. I probably expect the 25 here to jump to the bottom here very soon. Or maybe.
He'll be clear. The 04 is going to jump to the bottom by himself.
He's going to stay on the top lane.
The outside lane fizzling out just a little bit there, as Chad Jones is going to have to jump in line behind Nick Wing, but ahead of Austin Call. 25 jumps to the bottom himself. Oh, a little bit of a sideways moment there for the 04. He keeps it collected and comes right back up on the track where he was. Connection issues continue for the 4 of Ambrose Kniebel.
Hang on to it.
As it looked like Jacob Lee got shuffled out of line trying to grab a spot of him here. He's going to do almost the same thing that Dean Wilkinson, and who knows, maybe be able to pick up Dean Wilkinson to try to draft back up to the front of this pack. But Ryan Decker now finds himself in front of this lead draft as Nick Wing is behind him with the 88 of Gabe Butler. These guys are absolutely going at it for only being 12 laps into this one.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little bit of connectivity issues with the 04, which pretty much caused Jacob Lee to probably scattered there for a little bit. Hopefully, Jacob won't lose the draft there. I cannot see in my camera up there.
Yeah,
he has lost the draft. So, pretty much his only bet is I would probably draft back to Dean Wilkinson there. I don't know how far back Dean is at.
Quite a ways, but we'll see. He may be able to catch him. Yeah, so we've got everybody here in the top 21 in this pack. Jacob Lee is now 7.6 seconds back and fading. Bob Fitzgerald is 29 seconds off the pace, and Dean Wilkinson is 32.
Yeah, if Dean and Bob can hook up, they can probably catch up to Jacob there, and the damage won't be for loss there. We're still under green here. I'm surprised we're still under green, as these guys have been going nuts. They're still 3 wide. And look at last week's winner. Look, he's found his way up toward the front there, Boomer.
He's going to get a lap lead here, it looks like, with the push from the 88. Bonus point for the 28 Haviland machine, as the 88's going to grab the lead of the middle lane with Les Levy pushing now, followed by the 87 of Keith Horner.
That is not an Allison scheme. That is a Ricky Rudd scheme. I can tell you that now.
88's
There's
going
a
to drop.
difference.
Big push from the 28. 88's going to drop down in front of him, though.
Look like going to leave Les Levy out to dry.
They'll have help from the
No,
25 in just a moment
yeah.
here.
Oh, God, they just don't want to run with Gabe. The only way to beat Gabe is to beat him his own game. I think that's what these guys are doing right here today. Wow.
There's some big aggressive pushes and some big aggressive moves early on.
Yeah, I totally agree. But eventually those big aggressive moves are going to cause chaos, man. We had a few moments, but not a big one. I don't want to see a big one.
Yeah, we've now seen 3 incredible saves from Dean Wilkinson, Ambrose Keenevel, and Jacob Lee to keep the cars. Ambrose, more impressive that he was able to rejoin the pack. Obviously, the 21 and the 55 not getting that opportunity with how far they got shuffled to the inside there, but that was a big move for Ambrose to at least hold on to this draft, and he has settled towards the back of it and is just going to say, you guys have your fun, I'm going to hold on to this car and keep it in one piece, and I'll see you at the end.
Looks like I'm looking here toward the way in the back. It looks like Dean Wilkinson did pick up, looks like the 08 of
Bob Fitzgerald.
Bob Fitzgerald, yeah. I like Bob. Bob, you need some luck, buddy. I'm rooting you on every week.
Last time by, Bob and Dean here ran a 51.38 to the lead pack's low 50s, high 49s. And
Jacob's like 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah.
That's just a big difference between the draft and,
Yeah, that last time by Jacob actually closer to 3.7 seconds off of the draft, 3.5 seconds. So he will eventually slow down enough to get back to this group here, Bob Fitzgerald and Dean Wilkinson, and we'll have to wait and see if they've got enough as a pack of 3 to try and catch up to the main draft, as Les Levy has found himself at the front of that now with the 25 and the 88 pushing him. The 75 with Chad Jones still working the outside lane. He's got Keith Horner in tow to try and get him to the front.
Well, we are going single file now. You know what that means, Boomer? Pit stop's coming soon.
Oh, I thought you were going to let me answer that. I thought it meant that they decided to calm down and it's no longer time to
no,
keep
as soon as I said that, they went back too wide again. God darn.
Too wide, as you see there throughout most of this main pack. Honda Longmire a little bit off of the pack, hopefully able to hold on to that draft, as we'll see them come down the back straightaway. The 62, 25, 88, 28, 48 lined up in the inside lane. 75, 87, 64, 22 and 3 in the outside lane at the moment. Working on lap number 18. Getting pretty close to pit stops here within the next 3 to 5 laps or so.
You know, for one good thing that Jacob Lee has got something good for him. He does have a win this season. So, he pretty much punched his
ticket.
And
a big moment as the 75 gets turned. He's going to bring out the first yellow. Thankfully, these are virtual race cars, because in real life, that would have hurt a lot. But Chad Jones is going to have to try and limp that car back to pit road.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit of damage on that 75 machine, and he's going to take the tow. And we'll find him back in the pits soon enough. But, yeah, let's see if we can take it back to the moment of that caution there.
You know what, Boomer?
Oh, there we go.
So, what I'm looking at here, I think it's like... I really think the 75 is really hesitant from going to the bottom of the track there. Then he decided to go back up because he thought he made a mistake, like he was going to clip looks like Les Levy on the bottom there, but oh man, looks like he just came back up and the 87 was there, and Yeah, I was into that.
We'll try and look
I think
back
only
at
two
that one
cars were
more
involved
time
there.
here. You see 75, yeah, just isn't willing to commit to the bottom, but the 87 thought he was, and the 75 is going to hit the outside. The 87 is going to hit
Hmm.
so many cars, just barely missing it. Andrew Pileshi, wow, with the net code, able to get away from that. I think he walked through that clean, and that is impressive that I don't think anybody else got
Yeah.
any damage. 82 is thanking the net code gods tonight because without that, he could have had a huge contact there. And yeah, we'll jump back live though. We've got some pit stops going on, and you'll see everybody on pit road. Looks like Les Levy's going to make his way off of pit road first here. Couple drivers staying out on the track, and that is the 64 of Austin Call and the 88 of Gabe Butler. They are trying to, looks like, I would assume they're going to come and pit this time by to get that second lap of fuel. We'll have to wait and see, but Les Levy comes out the pits first, followed by Rick Sanchez, Jack Walls, Kevin Freese, Carl Lingle, Todd Merkel, Ambrose Kniebel, and Bud Steele, the top 10 at the moment. Bud Steele up 14 spots over his starting position of 24th tonight, and Kevin Freese up 13 at the moment as our leader Austin Call is up 10. Those are your biggest movers so far through 20 laps of this 75-lap contest. And with this first commercial, it'll be our first chance. Sorry, this first caution, it'll be our first chance at a commercial break.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
And we see here this time by Austin Call, Gabe Butler are going to get their service and grab an extra lap of fuel as the light should be out on the pace car this time by, and we will be getting the 1 to go signal. Les Levy will be the leader. Carl Lingle will line up to his outside. Todd Merkel behind. Ambrose Kniebel in the 4th position. Bud Steele now up 19 spots after those cars pit ahead of him. Hondo Longmire, Rick Sanchez, Jack Walls, Justin Lewis, and Ryan Decker, your top 10. Everybody from 7th on back is grabbing extra fuel. And it looks like a few drivers are still taking the tow. We see Maxwell Caldwell in the pits, but didn't see him with any issues. Could potentially be, Matt, sound like you said there might be, Matt's, apologies. Just look back at the Discord, and Matt is doing some admin stuff. So we appreciate all the admin stuff that he does here. But Matt was saying that Maxwell could be having some connectivity issues. Looks like he's back now, but there's been some hiccups, I guess, in iRacing with some connectivity stuff. So unfortunately, that's going to put Maxwell 1 lap down in that Hot Tamales Chevrolet. He's going to have to try and battle back from that position to get back to the lead get back to the lead lap. Words are hard sometimes, and make his way back towards the front. But yeah, pretty much everybody is going to take. Yeah, everyone taking 4 tires and fuel pretty much. A couple drivers just taking fuel on that second stop. A couple drivers actually just taking fuel on maybe right sides on that on the first stop even. But Chad Jones is out of the pits. He spent about 5 minutes there. Not sure if all of that was time to tow back to the pits or not, but definitely some of it being time to repair that car, as I would assume he was trying to save as much of that fast repair as he can for later, as there still is a lot of action in this one. But the pace car is off, and Carl Lingle and the 62 of Les Levy are going to lead us down the long short shoot as we get back underway here at Talladega Superspeedway. And since we have the opportunity, why don't we take a moment to crank it up here? The old school digger cams working here for us as we see three wide action back out on the speedway. Bud Steele in the outside lane with Justin Lewis there. Two newcomers to the conversation as the 62 of Les Levy leads the middle lane. Now Bud Steele in 77 dropping all the way down to the bottom. And Jack Walls and Honda Lungmar are going to remain in the very outside lane as there's about a two-car breakaway for the 6 and the 77. Three cars even as the 30 is clear on the inside lane.
Old school Talladega. Well, not quite. Oh, Todd Merkel got a little bit out of shape there, but the 21 did allow him to correct and come back in. That was a little bit of a close call, but these drivers are onto it here pretty tonight.
That sense of urgency has been high, and I really can't explain why. But it's been interesting to watch for sure. Obviously, we saw a little bit of chaos there, and our first caution finally after we saw a lot of cars losing the draft there. But that allows a 55 of Dean Wilkinson to get back up in the mix, and the rest of the drivers that Bob Fitzgerald and actually Jacob Lee. So yeah, those three were shuffled out of the pack and able to get back up in the mix and keep rolling here tonight. Of Gabe Butler jumping to the outside lane with the 071 of Eric Laurie, the teammate. Trying to work together to get back up towards the front of this one. The 04 and the 83 are partners at the moment. On the bottom, it's the 25 and the 62 that are nose to tail as we cross the stripe to start the middle third of this race. Lap number 26, 1/3 in the books, 2/3 still to go.
Well, Boomer, I think we lost Max again. The internet has not been too kindly to him.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be retiring for the night. As you see Bud Steele jumping out of the line, grabbed his bonus point for the lap led, and he is going to get back to the safety of further back in the pack, as well as Dean Wilkinson, who has the same plan there, just kind of riding out at the tail end of the two wide action there. A little bit of three wide action as the 88 of Gabe Butler has a good run with the 071 and the 87 in the outside lane. Trying to get back up to the front of this one again. 04, 83 still working that middle lane. 25, 62 on the bottom. Kevin Freese is going to get that lap led, but Gabe Butler jumping to the middle now. And it's going to be Team Bootnaka all across the front row. 25, the 88, and the 071 inside to out, as they are trying to control this race here in the middle stages.
Well, As I said before, look who's back up toward the front again. Didn't take long.
Yeah, would that be the 88 of Gabe Butler there?
Yeah. And he's linked up with Kevin Freese. It's game, set, match, it's over. Oh, wait. I forgot. Got about 46 more laps to go.
Got quite a ways for sure, but it is the 88 back out in front with a 25, the teammate pushing him. 62 of Les Levy inside. As Maxwell Caldwell able to finally rejoin here, he's going to be 3 laps down by the time he gets back into this pack, and may not have an opportunity to catch back up, as he caught them at a very inopportune time. And as he gets back up on the banking, we'll have to get in the draft real quick. But he's got some teammates there at the end of the draft that should be able to help him out and get back up to speed. But you can see that sizable speed difference there for the 94. But should be looking like he's going to be able to keep with it there. So helps to have some teammates back there to help with that for sure.
Yeah, having a bad air connection is not fun, especially when you're doing a league race. And oh man, very frustrating for Max. I can definitely feel his pain. It's terrible. But anyway, back at the front. Yeah, Gabe Butler. Someone needs to beat him.
So wait, you went from saying, that he had to bounce back after having the DNF, the rare DNF, and now you want someone else to beat him?
I changed my mind. I can
do
do my thing.
I'm just trying to keep it straight there for you.
Oh, thanks. But I'm just saying it as a mental aspect for Gabe.
Yeah, definitely back in the conversation for sure after a tough week last week for Gabe Butler, especially towards the later stages.
My heart goes out to first-time winners, so he's won multiple times. I like the first-time winners.
At some point, they all can't be first-time winners.
There's a lot of cars in this field that has never won a race.
There definitely
I can go
a few.
on.
We've had a lot of first-time winners lately, though, which has been fun. We had a few towards the end of last season. Obviously, we saw Carl Engel getting that first one. I believe Nick Wing's win last week was his first, or just first in a while.
Yes, that's his first one.
First, yep. So there you go. We've got quite a few there. See Gabe Butler. He's going to jump to the middle lane, kind of take control away from Jack Walls. 071 of Eric Laurie, 87 of Keith Horner there in the second lane. 25 and the 26 still nose to tail, a little bit of a breakaway from the 30, about a car length. And the 22 of Todd Merkel there. All those drivers running in the top 8 at the moment, as the 55 is going to grab the rear bumper of the 87, shoot to the outside with the 77 in the draft. Trying to get back up towards the front. And Kevin Freese is just slowly clicking off laps led at the bottom. And it looks like we're going to catch Chad Jones here, who should be able to catch up to this lead draft. And I think everybody in the field will now be in the pack together for the first time since the drop of the green flag, just about. 3 wide, 3 cars deep, 25 moving to the middle lane.
What a move by Kevin.
He's going to block the 88. Get there with his teammate. That's going to clear the way for the 87 and the 55. 77 outside lane with the big run down the back straightaway. We'll see if they have enough to duck down, as they won't. But the 25 and the 88 are going to have enough room. A little bit of a pinch there for the 62. But Gabe Butler takes the spot on the bottom. He's going to get inside of his teammate of Kevin Freese, and now he's going to lead that inside lane. Keith Horner still with the breakaway, 1 car on the outside lane with the push from Dean Wilkinson in the 55. Trying to potentially both get free so they can drop down in front of everybody else, but that would leave the 77 of Justin Lewis out to dry.
If I was Keith Horner there, I would have taken that middle lane.
Disappearing race car for the 25 of Kevin Freese. I have no idea where he went, and he has not yet rejoined.
Whoa.
That was a big connection hiccup.
I just had the whole field blink on me.
Yeah. That was probably a scary moment for everybody as Kevin Freese is still in this pack and has magically reappeared in the 13th position. We got a blink for the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel as well, as connection issues continue to plague us here tonight. So that's going to be unfortunate for Kevin Freese, who was leading the race. The 04 and actually the 43 of Hondo Longmire now having some connection issues. Thankfully, it looks like the broadcast is not having any issues, so we should still be streaming live. But we will keep an eye on it. 83 of Jack Walls got to the lead during that connection issue, and he's going to now pick up the 62 with the push down the back straightaway. The 88 and the 071 teammates linked up once again with 77 of Justin Lewis there. 3 cars working in the outside lane, followed by Todd Merkel, and a breakaway back to the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. Carl Engel still lingering there in the inside lane, 3rd car, with Rick Sanchez just having a fairly quiet night and hanging out there 4th in line on the inside, about a car length back. Enough room to avoid some chaos if it were to happen, as the 04 is going to jump down to the bottom in front of the 43 of Hondo Longmire. The 88 is going to jump down to the bottom as well, taking over that top spot once again.
Oh boy. That was strange. I'm sitting here watching everybody. It's like, wow, they all just magically disappeared on my screen. What? Look like Keith Horner slipped back a little bit.
2x2, 5 rows deep, then mostly single file except for that 87 of Keith Horner in the 13th, now 12th position. Jack Wall's getting that lap led and a bonus point towards the championship standings there that time by. Working on lap number 36. We are about 17 or 16 laps away from that last pit stop. We'll see how close we get to the first green flag pit stop of the night or not. 87 now has a 25 with better connection issue, or with no longer connection issues, better connection now for the 25. Pushing in the outside lane, trying to get back towards the front with Ryan Decker in the draft behind him. Seeing what they can do, 3 of them. Good push
well,
forward.
Look who has made their way up to the very top and pushing Keith Horner. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, good push for the 25 there as he gets the 87 all the way back up to the front. Austin Call with a big run is going to join them there in that 3rd lane. The 77 pushed by the 22. 55 jumps to the high lane, the 071, the 83, and the 88 now in the inside lane. A little bit of a breakup there for the middle and top lanes at the moment as the 071 surges ahead with the help from Jack Walls. As we are now 3 wide, 2 rows deep, 2 wide, about 5 rows deep.
My goodness. Well, do y'all hear me?
Very good.
You hear me?
You're good.
Hi. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody heard me. I said, my goodness. We're back to 3 wide racing again.
That we are.
We're approaching your piss-ups here very, very soon.
Here we go. The 071 there working the inside lane. Should be able to get a lap led this time by. He's got the 83, the 88, and the 62 in tow. 77, 22 in the inside lane. And Keith Horner may have grabbed that lap led. Not quite sure, but Kevin Freese working hard on that outside lane to get back up to the front. Trying to get those 2. He's got the 21 of Jacob Lee, the Highlighter Bros machine in tow as well. 3 cars in the outside, 3 cars in the middle lane. The rest pretty much stacked up in the bottom.
Yeah, we last pitted on lap, I think it was 20, 21. and we're approaching lap 40 now. We are, I say, maybe about 4 or 5 laps away, possibly.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Everyone coming on lap 20, the second lap of the pit cycle there. Most of them, at least. A couple coming on lap 19. Eric Laurie there pitted on lap 19, so has a little bit, not a ton less, but a little bit less fuel than just about everybody behind them, or around him, I should say, as his teammate in the 88 of Gabe Butler is going to give him a break and take over the responsibilities of that lead car with the throttle on the floor at all times. And the 77 with the lead in the outside lane. Todd Merkel there having a good run in the top 5 at the moment, pushing them. Third lane kind of fizzling out, but kind of makes sense as we are now 21 and 20 laps respectively away from the first pit cycle that we saw, and would be expecting to see some yellow, or sorry, not a yellow, that's not what I meant to say, green flag pit stops coming shortly. Gabe Butler getting that lap led that time by. Starting to settle out a little bit there. The 77 and 22, the only ones finding themselves for the most part in the outside lane. Got to go back to the 64 and the 75 also back in the outside lane as well, as they'll try to make their way down in the next lap or two. .42 laps of 75 here on Green White Checker TV in the Area 51 Superspeedway Xfinity Series. Gabe Butler at the point for the moment. Kevin Freese in 9th is your highest climber. Bud Steele up 9 spots in the 15th position at the moment. And we are getting ready for what could be the first set of green flag pit stops of the night.
Yep, I'm getting calls for people coming in. Bunch of drivers coming in. Yep, here they come.
Most of the field here coming in this time by. It looks like almost everybody is going to come in. That is a big group of cars. Only 3 cars stayed out, and everybody got down. We're going to have to wait and see how everybody sorts out to their pit stops.
Oh, God. It were 3 wide. Like, wow. I'm surprised no one made any collisions or anything. That was a good job by everyone.
Very impressive.
Y'all was showing something to me tonight. I like it.
So we'll
and
see.
Of course, Gabe Butler's off pit road first. And it's 3 wide. Yep, looks like the 83 had to back off a little bit.
That'll be the 64, the 51, and the 28 in a pack by themselves coming in this time by. Hopefully all of them can get down to pit road speed, no problem.
Oh, Leslie B got busted for speeding. I think he got busted. Yeah.
As we see the first group being led by the 88 of Gabe Butler, Justin Lewis, Todd Merkel, Eric Laurie, Kevin Freese in that order. As we see single file action, the 77 is going to try and take a run to the outside and get around the 88. He will do so. The 22 is going to come with him. As you see the 28 with a little bit of damage coming off of pit road there.
Wow.
Justin Lewis at the front of this one, though. So that's going to put the 64 and the 51 quite a ways behind in this pack as you see them just now merging. Should be able to hold on to the trail end of this pack. Now that these guys in front of them are too wide, is going to help cut a bigger hole in the air and give them a better opportunity to catch up to the pack. But the 77 with the good move to the outside by himself, actually with the help of Todd Merkel, they're going to get to the lead of the inside lane with the 071 of Eric Laurie behind them. The 88, the 48, and the 21 in that order, lined up in a line in the outside row at the moment. Gabe to the bottom. Promoting Eric.
Well, Caitlin, guess who's up toward the front now?
They're promoting Ryan Decker. They're up to the lead of the outside lane. Not quite. The 77 is going to jump up. Try to pass the 88 once again. As we are through our first successful round of green flag pit stops. Les Levy on pit road now, serving that penalty. One of the only drivers with an actual penalty. And a few more losing the draft. As we got three wide action coming back to the front pack. Off the back of this, we've got Austin Call, who was not able to catch this pack. He is 2.4 seconds off of the lead. Jim Brooks and Hondo Longmire 3.8 seconds off the lead. Ambrose Knievel has Brandon Paul, and they are 8 seconds off the lead themselves. Nick Wing by himself, 16 seconds off the pack. Les Levy coming off of pit road now with that 40-second penalty.
You know, a big shout out to our crowd here tonight in the YouTube chat. Let's see here. Seth Giver just says hi. Hi to us, actually. Hi, Seth. Hope all is well in you and your brother and your folks. Appreciate you chiming in.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys back racing in the league soon enough, but appreciate your support here.
Belva, you're still in the chat. Richard Sanchez has, well, he did take the lead. Momentarily.
Kevin Freese with the lead now at the moment in the inside lane. For some reason, OBS isn't showing the chat, and yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Matt. We've got plenty of people hanging out in here.
Heck yeah, man. I'm chilling with the chat. Look, Kevin Freese is on the point now.
He's up 18 spots on the night. The only other next highest climber is Bob Fitzgerald, up 16. As the 25 and the 5 work together with the 48 of Ryan Decker. Inside lane. Outside lane is the 77, the 83, and the 55.
Oh, I can't make out who is that pushing? Is that Justin Lowe's getting pushed by? Is that Todd Merkel in the 22?
In the middle, that's the 83 of Jack Walls.
Ah, Jack Walls. Okay, thank you.
Yep, pushing the 77
I'm
of
getting
Justin
old.
Lewis.
Hey, quiet. I'm getting old.
There you see in this shot the 22 in the inside lane, fourth car. That's Todd Merkel there.
Ah, thank you.
The 55, 88, and 071 lined up in the outside lane, trying to make the move back towards the front. Dean is going to move to the middle lane ahead of the 77.
Yeah, that outside lane is hauling the mail. Not anymore.
Broken up a little bit there. They're going to settle for the middle lane at the moment there. Try to keep their momentum one up on the outside. The 25 and the 5 still continuing to push along the bottom edge of the speedway. Last lap by, actually could have gone either way. Not sure who led that one, Dean or Kevin. Kevin with the advantage through the middle of 1 and 2. He's going to jump to the middle lane now to cover the 55. 77 a little squirrely towards the middle, but we still stay rolling. 25 jumps back to the bottom. The 88's going to jump to the middle this time by. And that's going to leave Eric Laurie out to dry, I think, here. Not much help for him, as he's going to have to regroup.
Yeah, Charles, he's still hanging in there. He's a great pusher. Uh, uh, that's why he's my teammate on Monday nights. Great choice. And Jason Borgart, hello there, sir. Good to see you.
Two wide, 5 rows deep. We start counting down. We are at 25 laps to go this time by. That window to the end will be opening soon.
In
And we
about
one more pit stop to make it the rest of the way.
safely 5 more laps, maybe about 6. You know, in case of green white checkered. You know, we are green white checkered TV.
You never know. Never know.
I know, but we've been actually. This has been a fairly clean race. These
Yeah,
guys been holding steady, but
we
I shouldn't open my mouth because chaos may ensue.
Yeah, we've seen a sense of urgency early on that kind of faded towards the middle third as we start the final third of this one. 24 laps to go. We saw a couple cars get shuffled out of line. The 25, the 55, the 21. And I know there's one more that I keep forgetting, but saw a couple moments there for a couple guys. Oh, and Ambrose Knievel got shuffled out of line, but made his way back in the line. So definitely
Looks like
a great opportunity for them to keep
looks
rolling.
like. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. It looks like the 77 is taking pretty much the scenic route to the back, probably intentionally. Looks like the same goes for the 55.
Gonna try and
Interesting.
yeah, try and do that from the back again. Try to move towards the front or just kind of avoid the chaos here.
Strategy, Boomer.
Yeah, let's try and do a little update on where we are through the field. We've got up through 15th place in this lead pack. Jim Brooks has found Austin Collin Hondo Longmire as they sit 16th through 18th. Ambrose Knievel, Brandon Paul are pushing the multiple lap down machine of Maxwell Caldwell, trying to get back up to the rest of the pack with Brandon Paul in tow. So that's 19th, 20th, and then Maxwell in 23rd. Nick Wing here is a lap down at the tail end of the lead pack, and Les Levy by himself trying to wait to find a dancing partner. No one to hang out with at the moment, but the lead pack should be catching him fairly quickly here as Gabe Butler leading that draft with a head of steam. Entering turn number 3, Jack Walls working in the outside, the 83, the 87, the 071. And we'll throw Jacob Lee in the mix, 4th car in the outside lane. It's the two teammates lined up, the 88 and the 25. And the inside, Rick Sanchez is there too, so is Ryan Decker. As we will be 21 laps to go as we cross the stripe.
You know who we haven't really talked about all race long? Bud Steele. Sitting back in 15th spot. He's been kind of calm, cool, and collected this race. Like the first couple of the races, you see him all up there really aggressive, you know, just kind of. But he's kind of taking a more soft approach this race. Kind of being the conservative Bud Steele. Tried to save the car to the end. Maybe there's going to be more chaos, but this race has not been really all that chaotic. It's been rather calm and pretty smooth.
Yeah, there was that really weird sense of urgency like we mentioned at the beginning, but that faded. We saw about 3 cars get shuffled out of line, 2 of them losing the draft completely and one of them able to keep going. But everybody was able to catch back up pretty much at the caution, where we saw a couple cars get into the outside wall. I believe it was the 75 of Chad Jones there with the big impact there. But that was the lone caution that we've seen for tonight. 20 laps to go, though, on the speedway, which means we are within the window to pit one more time to go to the end. And we'll have to wait and see who does that first, or if you stretch it out as long as you can on this last second to last stint of fuel.
Watching most of these guys drop to the back. Maybe. Man.
Maybe
I
they know
think
something we
trying
don't,
to
or
drop in
they're
line.
just trying to get
Trying to
organized.
drop in line. That's what I think was
Yeah.
happening here.
Not trying to force the issue to find a spot in line. They're just
Yeah.
trying to be respectful.
Being conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing to do. Is the 88, the 25, the 5, the 83, the 48, single file, the 21, and the 77 still fighting in the outside lane, trying to make up some ground and find a hole to slide into the inside lane to make their final pit stop of the night. But it's the 21 and the 77 still making progress there, just the two of them, as everybody else in this pack is now lined up single file inside lane. Todd Merkel jumping to the outside now, too.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Jacob Lee. Listen to the broadcast while he's racing. So, Jacob, go take the lead. You need a bonus point. I think he's already led a lap, hasn't
he has. He's gotten a bonus point.
I'll go get another bonus point.
He's up 11 spots at the moment. Kevin Freese is up 16. So is Bob Fitzgerald in the 9th position. 18 to go. And again, that window to the end, you can pit one more time and make it the rest of the way. Everybody in the field in that position. Not sure if it was unscheduled or not, but Nick Wing has made his pit stop by himself. A big moment there, or almost a big moment there, as the 22 gets to the inside of the 77. That's going to break up all of their momentum that they had. As the 21 machine of Jacob Lee, that Toyota Supra, able to get into the bottom lane between the 25 and the 5. 17 to go.
We lost Max again. Ah, man. I really truly think maybe your service provider, some of these drivers want to have for. It's happened to me before. Max just wants to hang it up and hang out and chill the rest of the night.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, quite a few laps down. I think at least 5 at the moment.
But I think Jacob. Nope, he's going to slide into third. It looks like Max. Who's that 22? As I said before,
Todd Merkel.
That is Todd Merkel. He has. I don't think he's led a lap today. I can't recall on that one.
No, I'm pretty sure Justin Lewis has. I don't think the 22 has. So they're trying to still work in that outside lane. At some point in time, we'll get Matt figured out on what is the 21 and what is the 22 car. But until then, they look pretty similar. So I won't blame them.
Yes, they are for me. For me, it does. I'm blind. I'm an old man.
They look pretty similar for me, and I am not blind, so I understand.
Hey, don't we make fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you. 88 and 25 continuing to lead laps around this circuit. 15 more times to go in the scheduled race distance of 75 laps. The 21 of Jacob Lee comfortably on the podium placings right now. The 5 of Rick Sanchez pushing there down the backstretch. The 77 and the 22 still trying to make work, or do work in that outside lane. Maybe they're showing their hand potentially that they're willing to stay out a lot longer than the rest of the field is, but we'll have to wait and see here, as again, we are waiting for drivers to come down pit road. This window to the end is open, but no takers, as we will be 14 laps to go as we cross the stripe in the short chute here.
Well, if you wanted to beat Gabe Butler or Kevin Freese, what would you do? If you're sitting there in Jacob Lee's seat and you got a whole line behind you, if you were to go down, do you think anybody else will follow you?
That's definitely tough when you're pitting from the lead, because it is pretty easy to make a last-minute decision to follow those leaders there. As now we're actually seeing Justin Lewis making quite a bit of progress in the outside lane with a good push from Todd Merkel, good organization from them, and the 87 of Keith Horner as well, even with the leaders at the moment as they pour into turn 3, routing through turn 4. And we've got some takers
Whoa,
down
here
pit
they
road.
come. I can't see. How many cars is that? 5, 6? Nope.
It's going to be a bunch here.
Yeah, I have my wrong camera
From
here.
6th to 15th.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do the math. I'm not going to. Top 5 stay out on the speedway.
Yeah, if these guys were smart in the 77 to 22, 87 to 82, they would pit this time to further the damage between the 88 and the 25 pushing. If they come out together, they're going to be tough to beat. Probably make a gap.
77, 22, 87, 82, and 30 top 5 at the moment. Lined up nose to tail. We will see if they answer the call. 13 laps to go. They are all going to make their way down onto pit road and see if they can get it slowed down. A little bit of a lockup for the 22, but also the 77. Hopefully no penalties there, as Jim Brooks is actually going to resume the lead. Him and Austin Call were a little bit off of the pace, as well as Brandon Paul and Ambrose Kniebel, but they're going to come down this time by, and it looks like Ambrose Kniebel and Brandon Paul are going to be doing the same thing. So we're going to jump back here. You see the first set of people on pit road are coming back up to speed. The 88 of Gabe Butler with the 25 of Kevin Freese pushing the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, the 5 and the 21, all in this pack of 5. And we'll keep on the spotter view here to see how they fade together as the 87 and the 77 come off of pit road first from that second group. And there should be plenty of momentum for this lead pack now to catch up and overtake them down the back straightaway. Gabe Butler, Kevin Freese, Jacob Lee, Dean Wilkinson, and Rick Sanchez, your new top 5, as the rest of the field will continue to mingle off of pit road. Bud Steele's going to find himself in the 6th position, in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
Up 18 spots. So is Bob Fitzgerald in the 08 machine.
Yep.
Keith Horner up 14 spots in the 9th position.
Remember a time is time to get the trophy? Look who's there, Bud Steele.
That's a great pit stop for Bud. Good organization off and on pit road for him to get up to the front of this pack, as well as Bob Fitzgerald. Jack Walls is there in this group as well, and it looks like Keith Horner and Justin Lewis have enough momentum to push back up to this pack, so it's going to be a 10-car battle, as we will be 10 to go this time as well. 2 by 2, 4 rows deep, 2 cars on the outside, the 87 and the 77 a little bit further back as they catch up to this pack. Get to go about 6 seconds back to find Eric Laurie and Ryan Decker. Have to go about 28 seconds off of the lead to find Austin Call and Jim Brooks. And Ambrose Kniebel and Brandon Paul have become separated after their pit stop. So again, the top 10
Excuse you.
in this first pack.
I don't think 3 wide's going to work now.
The lap car in the way, we'll have to wait and see.
Not yet. Not yet.
Actually, I thought there was a lap car. There was not.
No,
But,
he
yeah,
dropped back
87
to
and
this.
77, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit back. Yep.
55 has the advantage through the tri-oval with the 5 in tow, the 6, the 83, the 88, the 25. Still linked up teammates on the bottom with the Highlighter Bros 21 of Jacob Lee and Bob Fitzgerald in the 08 there. 9 to go for this pack of 10 to decide who is going to win this race. Rick Sanchez with the opportunity to be the first repeat winner of the season. Kevin Freese with that opportunity as well. Nicholas Wing there you see towards the back of the pack, unfortunately for him, is a lap down. 2 laps down actually at the moment, so not going to be able to be the...
Ooh, hang on to it, Todd Merkel.
Todd Merkel, big moment there.
That's pretty much going to cost him the draft, but... Dang.
Enough momentum for Justin Lewis and Andrew Pileshi to catch up to this pack, though.
Yeah, they
So
were running up in the third lane and
yeah, actually,
had a little bobble.
the 30 of Carl Engel there catching too. So now we had 3 cars join, but 1 exited. So we've got 12 cars in the running for the lead. 8 laps to go. The 88, the 25 still line up in the inside lane. The 5 and the 55 in the outside lane. 77 trying to make the move to the outside, seeing if he can take Nicholas Wing with him.
It looked like Andrew Palesci was trying to go up there with the 77, but the lap car of the 28 was trying to push the 77 there. They needed about more than 2 cars there. If maybe someone would go up to the top there, make that third lane work. Could be Buzz Steele. He's been quiet all day. Like I said, he's not been making any noise. Probably leave those 2 cars out there.
Lap car of Brandon Paul going to pull to the inside apron, let the lead pack by, and should have enough momentum to keep with this lead pack here. As now the 82 has found the 87 in the outside lane as the 77 has jumped down. Still the 55 in the middle with the 5 pushing the 88, the 25 on the bottom. It's the 87, the 82, and the 77 in the outside lane. As they've got a decent amount of momentum between the 87 and the 82 here. 6 to go. Rick Sanchez, a great pusher at the moment for the 55. But the 80 and the 25, a little bit of an advantage down the back straightaway.
Dean is not giving up.
Neither are those 3 in the outside lane. So the 87, the 82, and the 77 trying to make work around the outside of the speedway. 88, 25, and 21 still glued to the double yellow line on the inside of the track. This pack of 12 to decide who will win this race. 3 wide through the whole group now.
Richard Sanchez leaned that outside line, but they just need another corner to make that work. He did have a little bit of run there, but he just can't slide up in front of Dean Wilkinson to get up there.
Yeah, the 5 jumps to the outside ahead of Keith Horner, trying to grab that top spot. He's got good momentum, the 87 with a great push at the moment. The 88 now with a little bit of momentum coming back, but the 5 almost able to break away here. We'll see if he can down the short chute. Not quite able to have enough to get down below or ahead of the 55, so it's going to be the 88, the 55, and the 5. 3 across with 4 laps to go.
It's starting to ramp up, Boomer.
Here is that urgency that we haven't seen since the first 10 laps. And we are well into the final 10 laps of this one as it is ramping back up once again. The 55 and the 6 in the middle lane. The 88 and the 25 in the bottom lane. A little bit of a fizzle out for the outside lane as Bud Steele's going to make the move to the top there as well as Jack Walls. Nice to leave the 55 of Dean Wilkinson out to dry. They're wrecking in the middle of it though. As we're going to have our second caution of the night. The 82, the 77, the 87 all involved.
Ouch. That looked like it had turned to a 4-wide situation. They weren't prepared for that.
You see there, trying to take it back in the replay, and the 28 already sliding across. 87 an innocent bystander in that one. The 5 innocent. 08 looking pretty innocent there as well. Some big damage for the 82, the 77, the 28, and a little bit of damage for the 87. As you see that hood coming off.
Yeah, that's a shame for some of these guys, but a lot of these guys do have a fast repair in their pocket. So
We're going to slow this down to 1/4 speed. Take a look at Rick Sanchez if we can see here. Understand a little bit more about what happened. Kind of drifting towards the middle lane. The 87 splits off towards the high side. He's kind of stuck between the 28 and the 87, underneath the 83, and just gets kind of pinballed around a little bit. So does the 28, kind of a chain reaction move there. Catches a little bit of the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald. I think the 08 and the 5, even though they spun quite a bit, fairly safe in that one. Most of the damage coming for the 77 and the 82 and the 87.
So what I saw there, it looked like Rick thought he was clear going down to the bottom lane of the track. So iRacing does not read 4 wide on your spotters. So I'm guessing it read 3 wide, and thinking he was just that one car up to 21 there, and the 83s to his outside. So he started to go down, and then he realized it was 4 wide, and then you see the little flame come out of the exhaust there of the 5 car, and he just got tagged by the 87, and all hell broke loose. It was a good decision to back out, but Keith Horner was not prepared for that.
Not quite. And you see Keith there on pit road with extensive damage. Going to have to take the tow all the way back to pit road, so he's going to be getting back in a minute. Nick Wing as well. Everybody else grabbing a fast repair and getting out of there. Gabe Butler still your leader. Kevin Freese in the 25. They're going to line up side by side. Jacob Lee will be behind them, and Dean Wilkinson to the outside lane. Then Bud Steele and Jack Walls on the third row of this restart. A few drivers coming in to top off on fuel and or fix damage. That includes Andrew Praleschi, Todd Merkel, Austin Call, Justin Lewis. And Ambrose Knievel is going to get the lucky dog, get his lap back this time under this caution. And with that, we will take our second commercial break.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
Top spots will belong to the 88, the 25, the 55, the 6, the 21, and the 83 for the restart. As mentioned, they will keep their track position. Everyone from 13th on back either involved in the caution or grabbing a little bit of extra fuel. As the lights are out on the pace car, we are going to have our first attempt here at a green-white checkered, with 3 laps to go on the board. You saw in the commercial break, 4dracewear.com, our friends and our sponsors here at Area 51. They do a lot for the league, and we appreciate them. You saw the code on the screen in the upper left-hand corner. That's Area 5115, Area 5115. That is good for 15% off all of your sim racing apparel needs from 4dracewear.com. I know that team with the same name runs on Tuesday nights in the IndyCar Series, and a couple guys along with, I believe it's Craig Forsyth, the owner of 4dracewear.com. Appreciate all of that. Nope, sorry, it's Jim Herrick. Yes, thank you. Jim Herrick, owner of 4dracewear.com. Craig Forsyth on the team as well, and others, but we appreciate everything that Jim does at 40raceway.com and all the things he does for the league at Area 51, donating shoes, sim racing shoes, to all of the championship winners last year, and he's going to be making a donation of 3 pairs of gloves to each of our 3 series here this season at Area 51. But it is time for the first attempt at a green-white checkered through the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. The 88's going to get the jump ahead of teammate Kevin Freese, coordinated as ever, and they are going to try and lead this race back to the white flag. So the next lap will be the final lap, and no yellows can come out after the white flag is thrown. The 6 and the 83 in the outside lane getting organized. The 55 settling for third in the inside lane at the moment. Quite a bit of a breakup to the rest of the pack here, as these 5 are split off by a couple car lengths here.
Oh. Everybody's... Looks like the 6 to 83 to 55 have other plans. It looks like they're ganging up on Team Bootnaka here. But it looks like they're going to get help from Jacob Lee on the bottom of the track.
The white flag is out, so we will race back to the line. No cautions for the rest of this one. The 88 to 25 with the momentum through turn 1. The push from the Highlighter Bros 21 of Jacob Lee there. The first 2 cars broken away, the 6 and the 83 trying to get a good run down the back straightaway. They've got help from the 30 of Carl Lingle, but it's still 2 cars, maybe 2.5 cars broken away on the inside lane. The 88, the 25. Will anybody have anything for the teammates? Does the 21 jump out of line of the middle lane? It is now 4 cars broken away in the bottom lane.
Yep,
and there's a wreck in the back. It's going to be these 4 to decide it here.
No, they're not.
Single file. Through the tri-oval with chaos behind them. It's going to be from 0 to hero. Gabe Butler grabbing the win after the did not finish last week at iRacing Superspeedway. That's a heck of a comeback.
Well, do I need to say anything further? No.
He's back on top.
It took 1 race. But Boomer, I'm really shocked. I mean, I am absolutely shocked that the 21 nor the 6 made like an even attempt to go to that outside lane.
Yeah, that outside lane kind of fizzled out, and nobody really tried to get there, but maybe they knew that it wasn't there, and there wasn't enough momentum, and they were just trying to not get freight trained if someone were to grab the spot ahead of them. You see there Dean Wilkinson trying to make it across the stripe there at the end. But Gabe Butler gonna grab the win tonight. And we will get to some interviews here in a few moments.
Or maybe just Jacob just wanted to talk to us. I think that's it.
Maybe that's it. We'll get that opportunity here. He's probably still listening, so he almost should know when to actually join the broadcast booth himself on his own, but we'll bring him up.
No,
anyway.
He can't do that. Well, shall we talk to him? How about it?
Why don't we? We've got Jacob Lee here in the 21 machine, grabbing the podium placing tonight. Jacob, we know you listen to us during the broadcast. Hopefully we did a good job and weren't going too crazy in your ear there, but we maybe helped soothe and guide you to a 3rd place finish. But we want to know what it was like from your perspective from the cockpit of that 21 Highlighter Bros machine.
Yeah, it was a good race overall. I mean, not too many cautions. If there were a caution, it wasn't too awful bad. I mean, we had a great car tonight. I just didn't, I didn't feel like I had enough power to do much with there at the end. Unfortunately, I was gonna go up top, but I wasn't sure if Ryan was going with me. With me being out there all by myself, I don't know who likes me, who doesn't, who's going to go with me. And so maybe I should have took the shot, but I mean, you're split-second decisions as you're racing, and you're not sure what you want to do. And I was like, I know I can get a podium if I stay here. So, what's one more position? I'll go ahead and take the points in the podium and stay there. So it's just a last millisecond decision I made. And then Ryan told me afterwards, he says, "Man, I was ready to go with you, but unfortunately, you don't know that in that moment. You just it's kind of a guess, So
Yeah, definitely better to be more on the conservative side than to guess wrong for sure. Don't blame you for not making the move there. You kind of mentioned it a little bit, but it was a pretty clean race. Obviously, we saw a couple cars get shuffled out. I believe you were actually one of them, were you not, at the beginning there?
Yeah, at the very beginning, I had that one car. I think it was '04. It kept blinking in front of me, and then blinked right beside me, and it threw me down to the infield there. Instead of coming back on the track like a goofball, I just kind of let off and was praying for a caution, and kind of worked out in my favor there. So that helped me out because like I said, I'm a racer that race clean. I'm not gonna, if I get shot off to the inside like that, I'm not gonna come back flying up to the track, and take out the entire field. So just let off and let it coast to be able to correct that corner. And but it all worked out for us. I mean, caution came out right at the right time, and got us back into where we needed to be for sure. So.
Yeah, we saw you battling there. I mean, for the most part, once you were able to get back to the rest of the pack there, we kind of saw you battling up front. I mean, was that kind of your plan? Do you kind of employ that strategy of trying to be up at the front and control more of the race, or it seemed like that was your strategy versus trying to hang back and conserve the car?
Yeah, for the majority of the race, I just wanted to hang out in the back. There's a few times I went up front, but it got a little hairy, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop back and let them work that out. So, but yeah, I mean, most of my night I spent around, my teammates the most I could, and then they got involved in some accidents and then got dropped back there. So I kind of lost them there at the end. So I figured I would just hook up with Kevin and Gabe there, and it seemed to work out. Kind of, I didn't really have much for them with them two tangled together. So I figured I'd just go ahead and give them the good old push to get them across the start finish line. So
Yeah, definitely looked like you were able to stay committed there, and I think pretty much for your patience and your commitment rewarded there with a pretty solid top three finish tonight, Jacob. So want to roll that red carpet out for you there and give any thanks or shout outs for that podium placing.
yeah, for sure. Huge shout out to my team, the Highlighter Bros. They always put together fantastic cars each and every week, and trucks on Sunday night. And so, also huge shout out to Import Logic Performance. They are a real sponsor here in the Tyler, Texas area. So huge shout out to them. If you guys are looking for parts and get your import vehicle worked on and you're in the area, let us know. So also want to give a shout out to 4D Raceware. It's good to have them on board this year again. And thank you guys at Area 51. You guys do a great broadcast at Green White Checkered, and you guys put on one heck of a broadcast. And I do enjoy listening to y'all throughout the race. And so I do hear y'all. And I heard old Matt wanting me to go high there and take the lead, but I'd already got my bonus points on at that point, and so I was like,
I got you.
well, I already got my bonus points. I don't, and I thought about it just to give you all a little show, but I decided to stay there. So, but overall, great race, and I really appreciate y'all, and just looking forward to collecting more and more points. So,
Yeah, solid night, and I still think you're crazy for trying to listen to us during the broadcast, but we'll have to keep picking on you now that we know that you're listening. And but yeah, I definitely appreciate that, Jacob, and congratulations once again. I hope to talk to you again soon.
yeah, appreciate y'all. My goal is to convert Caitlin to like me more than Ryan, so we'll get there.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, congrats again, Jacob, and like I said, hope to be seeing you again soon, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Next up is going to be that second place finisher of Kevin Free. Says we pull him up to the broadcast booth. No stranger here to the interview process here at Area 51, coming home with another top three on the season for you, Kevin. Take us through how that went
Yeah.
for you in the 25 Kellogg's machine.
Luckily, it was a pretty uneventful night for us. Just stayed with Gabe there at the end. Got a huge push down the backstretch from Jacob. He did a great job there. I mean, we were flying, and everybody tonight was a really good battle, battling the temperatures while pushing. So it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it looked like it. Obviously, for the most part, we had a pretty clean race. Couple incidents that could have caused yellows but didn't, and a couple small incidents that did bring out the yellows that we had. But it seemed like you guys were. I know you kind of came from the back to the front a couple times there. Seemed like some of that was kind of planned just to try to methodically move up through the field here and there when you could.
Yeah, I wanted to just have some fun, start in the back and then work my way forward. It's way more fun than just riding in line. You get to cut around, make some moves, all those things that I have to get ready for in my next race that's starting in about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a podium tonight, so my qualifier. So I'm hoping to that I can carry the same luck over and qualify for the duels, and then hopefully the main feature.
There you go. Yeah. So what event is that again?
The Podium 500.
Okay.
It's probably one of the, if not the premier, non-iRacing, like non-official iRacing event of the year.
So what Kevin explained, that's one of the biggest. I think it's the biggest, Kevin.
Yeah.
Non-iRacing race of the year that these guys want to win so bad.
Yeah, it's a really competitive field every year, and it's pretty stressful. Yeah, $1,000 to win, and then a lot of bragging rights and all of that stuff. So people put a lot of time and effort into the race, and I just want to have a nice, clean, uneventful race, just like this was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm starting out on the pole. Hopefully, keep the car nice and pretty and clean all the way up front.
There you go. Well, we won't keep you too long there, knowing that you got to get to another race. But definitely, I mean, obviously, we saw the commitment to the teammate there at the end. Pretty much the standard Root Naka team kind of MO, and
Right.
I assume that's where most of those thanks and shoutouts are going to go to for you tonight, Kevin.
Oh, absolutely. Gabe did a great job. He murdered me in the race off pit road. My God, he had me by probably 5 car lengths. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a gap, but he did a great job. And then once you're there, I'm just going to stay in line and push you all the way there. You control what you can. No need to invite that ugly, evil net code or any of that nonsense in there. It was just a fun battle with those guys going 2 and 3 wide with us after the pit stop, because that was I was pushing my temperatures to dangerous levels every lap, and I think this car makes it a fun chess game back and forth, just knowing when to push and when you can get away and just get away with backing off the guy a little bit just to save that little bit that you want to.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun. You guys seemed like that move was pretty practiced at the end there for you and Gabe to get lined up, but you had that great push down the back straightaway, a little bit of help from Jacob Lee, and pretty much
Huge
the
help.
rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't thank him enough there for the end. He could have probably backed off us quite a bit, made things a lot more interesting than it needed to, but he thankfully stayed in line, gave us that strong push. I mean, I don't know if we hit 200, but that was a really fast lap of the race. I don't know if it was my fastest, but it had to be pretty close to it there. Oh yeah, best lap 77.
There you go. When it counted the most.
Can't argue with that.
Absolutely. Well, I know you thanked a few already, but I want to give you that red carpet to roll out, and any other thanks or shoutouts for that second place tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you to you guys for putting on the broadcast. It's a lot of work. I know we sometimes make things stressful for you guys, so it was. It's always fun to watch these things all back, see different views, like how close was that move really, and thanks to all the guys on Team Boot Naka and all the drivers who ran a heck of a race tonight. It was a good battle out there.
Definitely a good one for sure, and we'll let you get out of here, Kevin. Good luck tonight in the other events you got going on, and hope you pull out a win for the league here for us and represent us proudly.
Heck yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully keep it clean and get a nice strong finish.
Awesome, Kevin. Well, congrats again, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, you guys have a great night.
You too. And that will be time for our final interview. I mentioned it as you came across the stripe from 0 to hero, Gabe. You went from a very rare DNF to winning the next race. That's got to feel good to come back from last week's event and capitalize so quickly.
Well, man, you got to keep it exciting.
You guys definitely did that tonight. We saw a lot of chaos early on, and then it kind of quieted down for maybe the middle third of the race, and we saw a couple cars get shuffled out, but a very low count for cautions tonight, and it seemed like it was a pretty good race overall.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really good race. I mean, guys are getting runs in the second and third lane. You're able to pass, and for the most part, it went well. I mean, at least it did for us anyway. I know some guys got a little bit unlucky there, but yeah, overall, it was a really good race. I think 2 cautions. So, I mean, can't complain too much about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for the most part there, you guys were able to get off and on pit road pretty well during the few green flag pit stops that we had, and kept that track position. And Kevin was mentioning how surprised he was when you came out there. I think it was on the last pit stop where you were 4 or 5 car lengths ahead, but just got that track position. And you guys really never looked back.
Yeah, yeah, we kind of did have good pit stops tonight. I mean, I had a couple of good ones, kind of too good. If you get that far right ahead, you're a sitting duck. There's nothing you can do. But that last one, we really nailed it, and Kevin was able to get on me pretty quick. And then, fortunately, we had that second caution there, which put us under a green-white checkered. But yeah, we can go into leader here, so that was a benefit. So I was able to count us down, and I think we caught them all sleeping with the exception of Dean, but we had to leave him there in the bottom lane because that middle lane was rolling, and those guys got a run on the outside, and we were just trying to keep them pinned up as high as we could, and then at the last second we dropped down, and luckily Jacob Lee got in behind Kevin, and that third car was like super important when you're trying to push somebody, and was able to get us clear there, and we took it home.
Yeah, I think Kevin pointed out that was your fastest lap. I think it was his, but I'm sure it was yours too. But it was your fastest lap of the race. I think for all 3 of you there. So definitely when it counted most, you guys had the speed to carry it on through. And I don't really think anybody even got to Jacobs outside there at the end, that final lap there. So and then chaos kind of ensues behind you. But I want to kind of go back to, last week. Obviously, disappointing to be caught up in. Quite a few incidents that, I really don't think you had too much to do with at all, just wrong place, wrong time. How did that change, or did that even change your mindset going into tonight? And were you extra eager to get back to a better performance after that?
To be honest with you, I completely forgot that I had a DNF last week. I just had a quick glance at the points before we started tonight, and I knew I had to do something, but as far as last week's race goes, I'd kind of forgotten about it. So, and I think
That's the way to do it.
I mean, it is really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can get mad about it and be upset, but you really got to put it out of your head because, if you let that carry into the next race, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to try too hard, and you'll end up making a mistake. I mean, that's my mentality anyway. So,
Yeah, that's good. I
yeah,
know,
so it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of drivers, especially racers in general, seem to have a really great memory sometimes. So it definitely takes a lot to, be intentional to put that aside, forget about it, and just go out there and do your best. So, yeah.
Well, we have memories like an elephant for certain things.
There you go.
That isn't one of them. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
I got-
Prioritizing what you need. Go ahead, Matt.
Sometimes I got way too good of a memory. It kind of lingers me up to the next race. I wish I had the mentality you do, bud. It's just I need to learn how to do that.
Well, I mean, in a race like tonight, when you see who you've got behind you pushing you, your mind just chills out. He's going to do everything he can to get you the win. So, I mean, you're talking about one of the best pushers in the whole sim here, not just in our league, but in all of our racing. And a lot of people will tell you that. I'm just not blowing smoke, but yeah, he's highly knowledgeable. So when you get the likes of Kevin behind you, you're in good shape.
Yeah, definitely that team mindset coming through, and I know obviously always humble that you are, but you got to give yourself a little bit of credit there too to be in that position and have that coordination and some pretty good teammates to do it with. It's got to make it a little easier and make it a little more fun when you got some good people that you can enjoy that with.
Oh yeah, it's certainly it's all that and then some. And Eric was a little bit unlucky tonight. Kind of got caught out a few times, and he was able to push us up there. And because of temperatures, you kind of have to leave him hanging. But we went back a few times to get him. But he's just a little bit unlucky. But overall, good night for the boot knockers again. And of course, always said it. You're nothing on these super speedways without your teammates.
Absolutely. We've definitely heard you guys, or especially you, Gabe, mention that a few times here and through quite a bit of interviews over the years. But yeah, it's a good race tonight. Glad to see you bounce back in a really strong finish. And want to roll out that red carpet for any other thanks and shout outs you'd like to give for that win tonight.
Well, obviously, Kevin there at the end for the push, and of course Eric being on the team, and just a shout out to Jacob Lee for staying so close to Kevin there. That really shot us forward, and of course you guys for doing a wonderful job in the booth as usual, and Area 51 in general, and all the admins. I mean, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. It's a bit of a labor of love putting these leagues on, but I'm glad that they do it, and hopefully everybody watching tonight enjoyed the race.
Yeah, I definitely think that there were a lot of fans in the stands that enjoyed it for sure, Gabe. And I want to say congratulations to you once again, and have a good night, buddy.
All right, guys, thanks.
That'll do it for an eventful race. A lot of green flag action here at Talladega Superspeedway. As we'll bring up the rest of our results here. And you'll see Gabe Butler taking home that top spot. Kevin Freese, Jacob Lee on the podium. Top 5 going to Ryan Decker, and a great recovery for Ambrose Kniebel after some of the connection issues that he had for that Blind Squirrel Racing number 04 Chevrolet. Austin Call there with the putting the 64 machine in the 6th position with Justin Lewis in the 7th. Jim Brooks and Bob Fitzgerald lost a little bit of the draft there at the end there after the wreck on the last lap. Carl and Eric Laurie just able to come home towards the end of the lead lap, and pretty much everybody one lap down, not able to make it all the way back around at the end of the race. That'll include Bud Steele, Jack Walls, Dean Wilkinson, Andrew Pleshy, and others. Rick Sanchez in the 16th position. Brandon Paul there in the 17th, and Todd Merkel in the 18th position. In the last bit of the group here, we saw Keith Horner had a pretty strong run up towards the front for the most part of the night, working that outside middle lanes. He is not going to be rewarded, though, with a 5-lap down finish in 19th. Nick Wing, after winning just a couple weeks ago, he's going to come home in the 20th position. And Hondo Longmire retiring early, 15 laps in the 21st position there. Maxwell Caldwell, 19 laps down, had some connection issues for himself, and he will finish in the 22nd position. Les Levy, we saw him with the issues on pit road, the speeding penalties, retiring a little early there with 26 laps down. And then Chad Jones, we saw him getting hooked in the right rear, unfortunately, to end his night early, and he will finish only about half the race, being 37 laps down in 24th place to finish the race. Well, Matt, got a few closing thoughts here for tonight.
Well, not really, man. It was actually a pretty good, clean race. Uh, yeah. So many drivers had some trouble, during the early going on pit stops. Like I said, they're key. Like what Gabe said. Um, too good of a pit stop would put you behind the 8 ball. But some of these other guys, as you see further down the running order, uh, need to work on their pit stops. Because that will make you or break you. And Gabe Butler absolutely executed every stop. And that's what eventually got him the win.
Good teamwork and team effort for them, as well as him and Kevin Freese worked really well together. Throw Jacob Lee in the mix there, supporting them tonight to get that top 3 for the 3 of them. And a good finish going into the second half of the regular season. We will be back next week at the Daytona International Speedway. If we pull up the schedule here to confirm that. Yes, no, actually, excuse me, we'll be off next week. And we won't even be at Daytona when we come back. So we'll be off next week. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, followed by Daytona, then iRacing Superspeedway, and Talladega to finish out the regular season. So 1 week off. Obviously, Valentine's Day. We kind of got the break for Tuesday and Thursday night for the broadcast there. So hopefully everybody has plans or doesn't have plans and enjoys some time off to themselves. But obviously, we'll be taking a break, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time in Atlanta on February 22nd for more high-speed action. And as we mentioned, I think the Sunday series will actually be racing this week, as they took their break for what would have been originally the NASCAR Clash in the Cup Series. So they had a break last Sunday. They'll be back in action this Sunday, and we'll take our break going into next week. And we will catch up with you at that point in time. Anything else I'm missing before we sign off here, Matt?
Nope. As far as our Tuesday night series goes, we are off this week, and we will be back the very next week as far as the other broadcasts go. But I'm ready to hit the sack. How about you?
Yeah, I'm a little tired here tonight, run out of gas. Apologies for that on the broadcast, but yeah, we'll be back in 1 week's time. Again, we've got racing on Sunday this week. No Tuesday, no Thursday series next week. And then we'll be back once again just to keep running that gamut of Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday for all of your racing action here at Area 51. It will be covered on Green, White, Checkered TV. For myself, Boomer Logan, and my co-host, Matt Wagner, we wish you a great night, a safe off week, and hope to see you back here soon enough. Take care, everyone.